friends. Thanks for being here on Rail Moments in Dalton, Georgia. Trackside Tuesday with Casey and I. And I is Mike. So, hey everybody, thanks for being on with us. We just got here in time to catch the southbound. He was holding up in Tunnel Hill. He was on the W&A sub. He's going south. We did miss two northbounds I heard on the scanner as we were coming down, but we did catch that southbound that they were holding at Tunnel Hill, which is about 8 miles to the north of us. So we just got here. Give me a moment. Let me finish getting set up, get situated, get ready. We're going to catch some trackside action. Casey and I and all of you here on Trackside Tuesday with Rail Moments. Thanks for tuning in already. And did you see the green guy towards the end? And then the Disney character Pluto, I think his name was. Man, what a great art on that train. Oh my goodness. That whole train was just nothing but colorful. So, hey, give me a moment to finish getting set up. Like I said, we literally...
CSX 3159, southbound main track, clear block 95.
And there you heard he just cleared southbound on the main track. As you know, with us on Trackside, anytime the scanner starts, I stop so y'all can hear the action. So thanks for being with us. Give me a moment. We'll get situated here a little bit. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Darian S. Good to see you guys. I'm glad y'all are going to come hang out. So I'll be back in a moment while we finish getting up. Let me track down my hat, glasses. The storm just went over. It's moving away from the camera, so it looks like we're going to be okay. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Don't forget, we do play Punch Bug. So if you see a Punch Bug back here, type it out quick. Okay, give me a moment.
dispatch calling M21108 over. Be south of the 96.4 mile post over. So it seems like your train's running a little slow. Is it just tonnage issue over? Alright, understand. Thanks. AC dispatch route. Transfer over.
808 Robert. 20,000 foot trains by me at the ramp.
Alright. How long is it going to take you to get your cars ready to stay over?
It's going to need about 30-40 minutes.
And you got to run up there to Rocky Face, huh?
Yeah, going to do Rocky Face. That'll probably take about a half hour, but I'll work with you, Robert. I'll check out the siding. On my way up, I know how you are about those hot piggyback, so I can probably dip back in on the north end when I get done, you know?
Yeah. Alright, well, yeah, come on out on the main at the 96.4 between South and Dalton, North and Tilton, working both directions. Over.
80809, understand permission to enter main ramp. WA 96.4, that's between South Dalton, North Tilton, both directions. Alright, to go north, signal indication when I'm done.
Yeah, both directions. Yeah, come on north when you're done, over.
Alright, I'll look at the siding good. I'll work with you.
Yeah, they got a 582, another 30 minutes. They'll be coming by 23rd, and then I'll have 6th IO25 trying to come south from there. So anyway, come on out. Let's go north, over.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, sir. AC dispatch route.
84.
Okay, everybody, for those who just joined and you might be new for Trackside Tuesday, they were talking with the local switcher that's working just about a mile or two south of us. He's getting permission to come out of the main line. He's got some cars that he needs to move around, connect, and then take up to a customer at Rocky Face, which is about 6-7 miles to the north of us. Excuse that little tremor. I just put because the wind is picked up on the backside of this reef storm that we had, so there's some wind noise. So I've got the dead cat on to cut that noise down a little bit for y'all. He was talking about 23rd Street. 23rd Street is where CSX crosses over the Norfolk Southern tracks up by the Debucks yard. So we know we have him coming south, and then the second train that they discussed also coming south. And our switcher's going to be ready in about 30 minutes, he said, and they'll go on up north to Rocky Face, and then they'll work between the two of them, keep that train off the main for the two southbounds that we know that we have coming. Directly behind me are the four top high signal indications are the Norfolk Southern line, northbound, and then over to the right and a little bit lower and further back is the CSX indication lights for northbound traffic. Real American Rail Fan, Casey is in meetings, so he's on and off. So just keep looking for him. He'll pop back on. I know he had some things going on, but he will be on and off with us. He was on just a little while ago, or just a little bit ago. Hey, Tony, how's everything up in Cowan? How's all the guys in Cowan? And how are you doing, my friend? Everything good? Everybody good up there? Hope you've had a good week so far. It's been a crazy weekend for all the stuff we had. Sunday we caught New York Central leading. We caught Norfolk Southern. There's just been one of everything through town. Georgia Railroad came back up this weekend. I think that was on Sunday night about 8:30. Past here, past our live cam. So there's just been all kinds of specialty engines, heritage locomotives, you name it, we pretty much have had it. So we're going to continue to see it as we always talk. We have horn! Matthew. Hey, Connie. Did you see our locals that just went by? You did or didn't?
I did.
You know what they were?
I don't know the numbers, but I know the top.
Okay. All right. You want to come on? Hang on. Let me back up just a tad. All right. For those of you that haven't already met, that's Matthew. And with him is Darian S. And he's going to give you a rundown on those 3 locomotives. Hit it, Matthew.
All right, so the first locomotive was an AC-44 C6M. The second locomotive was an ES-40 DC, and the third locomotive was an AC-44 C6M.
How cool was that on that intermodal? And those engine numbers, in case you're keeping track, were 7714, 7622, and 4159. Hey, the guys are going to hang out with us, and just like you guys can, come on down. We're in downtown Dalton. We're in the Visitors Center parking lot, and it's a place to have fun. We're going to have fun. We've already had 2 in the first 27 minutes. So, for those of you who just joined or haven't been with us before on Trackside Tuesday, the track closest to you in the, not the very first one, which is a siding, but the second track is the NS line, Atlanta North District, and that goes up from Atlanta to the DeBuck's Yard. Right on the other side where that Cadillac is about now is the W&A for CSX, or if you see that yellow tube sticking up, that's the W&A that runs from Kennesaw north to Waxahachie, up to the Waxahachie Yard. So, and you are currently in downtown Dalton. Camera right is going to be south, and in the opposite, camera north gonna be, or camera left gonna be north. So we're gonna finish getting set up. The guys are gonna get their stuff in place. Any questions, just shout them out. We do have a defect detector just north of us, so we'll hear southbound traffic coming on the NS. And as we know, we do have one about an hour out for CSX that's up at 23rd Street. And at some point before too awful long, we're going to see 4836, the switcher. I think the consensus is yes, 4836 is the locomotive number on the switcher. So we know he's going to be going up to Rocky Face before long. Any questions, anybody, just shoot them out. Anything you want to ask Darian S. and Matthew, put them on the question board right here, and tell us what you've seen this week. Any questions I can tell you about the area, just shout them out. How are you guys?
Good.
Awesome. So you saw Georgia Railroad
I saw it.
Sunday night?
Yeah, like
Sorry.
most days go on the phone.
Thank you.
We saw Georgia Railroad yesterday, and then also we saw
Sunday. That was Sunday.
Sunday. And then we saw.
You got 3 students, you gotta run around, a couple up, and come back to the main, then go get their food.
It was a few hours, it was a couple hours before the Georgia Railroad.
Yeah. And then.
They had 3 wide twos
And then the next day after that, we called it Norfolk.
Yeah, I'd like to have 6 total, you know.
You guys are not brothers, just friends, right?
We're cousins.
We don't get in trouble, you know. Just can't take axle over there.
Awesome. Who brought you down tonight? Cool. Anything else exciting in your all's lives?
We have to, man. We always clear up back here because you
thought
know you got
45
trains coming. We may have to go later, you know. We don't want him rushing this stuff.
The Operation Lifesaver.
Why we plan on doing that? You know, why we do that moment? It might be easier on the interstate side. That place is always the same.
I said, we all do this to have fun, and it is fun. And like I said, if you're in the area, come on down and join us. If you have a channel, come on down, tell everyone about the channel. But
Get your fat moment.
whichever way, come hang out. It's a great place. We're downtown Dalton. Visitors and Convention Center, or Visitors Center's right over here to my right. Great big viewing platform, the old freight depot, the Crescent City, the Pullman car from the old Southern line is on display here. We got lights, we got action, we got rail fans, we got everything you need here. And if you're hungry or thirsty, we got the Crescent City Tavern right there. Make you a burger, get you a Coke, and hang out right here trackside. Currently, we do have 6 reds facing north, so we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to listen for the CSX Jacksonville dispatcher talking to the local, and we're going to keep an eye out, and we'll hear on the defect detector anything coming southbound for us on NS. So, stay tuned, stay excited, don't go anywhere. Call all your friends, tell them to hop on, we can all chat together. And don't forget, punch bugs, type them in as soon as you see one. We'll keep score who's ahead. So did you guys get, the day that we waited forever, did you see it in Tunnel Hill? Did you finally get it in Tunnel Hill?
I saw
I was really free at that church. I didn't have my phone. I saw the
What creek? The trestle that's, what's the name of that chicken? No, South Chickamauga Creek. Okay. Aren't there like snakes and stuff in there?
I never saw it.
So there is, you just didn't see any. Okay. I like that answer.
I caught it in Tunnel Hill, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, because somebody was in Tunnel Hill Trackside, right?
yeah, I did. And
Do you have any people or just you?
and not long after, maybe another pair of people went there.
The spirit of or the spirit of Dante?
I think
Yeah, I think we're not sure if it was, but I know we're being like Dante went to Sunday. Do you know filming tonight? No? Or you stay still?
Well, I usually record first, but I'm fully filming too.
Can you move them off to a hard drive? Yeah, because we have tons. Casey's got a massive computer system, laptop, whatever they are. We've got. He moves everything off. Every time I get to 60 gigs on either phone, he downloads everything. And then we run the 360 too. But it really uses that. It's a ton of that, so it's a big one. And then we do the external sound. Yeah, there was a bunch of people for 4568 that day that were here 3 hours.
there's like no one that comes up. I'm actually surprised by that. Absolutely. Was it me, myself,
Yeah, we had sometimes over there, we were all there, we had them sitting over there. I was up on the corner trying to figure out how to keep everything cool because we were at 95 degrees. And so I had the fan,
In the car by the edges, do you, Chris?
which was really makes a lot of noise, unfortunately.
I kept going back and
That was
forth.
a fat moment. I mean, that's ridiculous, you know?
I could tell it was it. It saw a little bit of light in that.
2 hours, they got a car here, a car there, you know, nothing's together.
And then finally stood up.
Maybe that'll give me enough cover. I'll just keep my eye on it.
That's our switcher that's going to go up to Rocky Face that they're talking down at the south end of town. We're going to see him probably before too awful long. When he was talking to the dispatcher, he was probably a half hour before he went north.
Right now, 4568 north of Union City, Georgia.
Yeah, I looked to see if there was anything exciting coming out. Well, for those of you that use the Heritage app, we're all taking a look to see if we may have any surprises coming our way or anything that is halfway close coming our way. So let's see what we've got on the Heritage app.
Well, also 3194 is not in that service. I think it was a tractor trailer truck or Virginia or trailer. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. 4568 south.
94 with me. I'm gonna tell them we're gonna be down here.
And the day we didn't go to Railfanning, which was yesterday, two good things went through. The Montana Rail Link in High Hood. And then also when we got...
What was the other one?
High Hood.
Oh, the high hood.
And then right when we were back inside from working, two C-130s or AC-130s flew over our house.
Nobody ever reports the high hood.
That's
The last report on one high hood was like 6 months ago.
And there's another one
So,
down
Mace?
in Atlanta.
Another one may sneak up.
Is that a Mohawk on the bottom?
Well, it just popped up on the
On the other end, you need to...
Heritage app. If y'all aren't in a rush, NS 1065, the Savannah and Atlanta, is en route to the Chattanooga, Tennessee debug yard, and he just passed Bucyrus, Ohio. He's in the Sandusky district coming towards Chattanooga. So we won't be seeing him tonight, but for those of you in the Chattanooga area and for Jesse up there up north of Knoxville, he's going to see him before we do. Any questions, y'all, just shout them out, and we're going to stay tuned for more action here. Trackside and Dalton.
That Mohawk had transfer down there to run around. See if that's clear. And go to Mohawk Lake, the New South Lake, and then you should be able to go work.
Yeah, and that's about it for any options. I know the
It's crazy, man.
4,000
Freaking tracks not together.
is still in the yard.
4,004.
Got separated. They brought the cars back. I don't know why it's separated. That's clear down there. Take it's clear. Go 5. Go 7.
Yeah, he was in Science Hill, Kentucky, up in the south on 219, and leading. And also, Matthew was looking up NS 4004 DC to AC, the blue main.
Dispatch, Jackson Lance,
It's 808, Robert.
80809, coming over.
Robert, I'm gonna pull out of that. Yeah, I'm gonna stay down here, okay? We'll do Rocky Beach later. Normal switch. So give me a holler when to clear up, would you?
or
Too early. We'll let the stress levels get higher later.
well, how about south in Dalton? I could take that signal down, right? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna stay down here, Ramp. We got plenty of work down here. We'll do rock and boots later tonight.
I'm taking down the signal there south in Dalton. All right, I'll call you when something's gonna come by. Over.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Eddie. See the dispatch round.
Code 84, Chris.
All right, there you just heard they're going to hold off, trying to get squeezed in between the different trains. So
I'm back with you.
our local switcher, he's going to wait till a little bit later because he's not ready to raise his stress level, as y'all just heard. So our trip to Rocky Face isn't going to be till later tonight. Matthew was just pointing out, as we were saying, NS4004 DC to AC conversion black. He's up in Science Hill, Kentucky. So those of you on the CNO and TP, you'll see him coming down our way. So let's stay tuned to the action. Shout any questions, anything I can tell you about the area, please just ask. And we're going to stay trackside. We're going to monitor all of our options, and we're going to be ready for whatever's next.
CSX and Norfolk trains an hour left. Or at. Last seen in Decatur a day ago.
Well, he could have left south down the road and the other would be coming down. Either or, so we would have turned.
Hey Chuck, how are you? They're both here. They said hi. You staying out of trouble up there? If so, we're proud of you.
2-4.
Okay, tape.
We're a 80-some acre complex with every night. 7 A, 7 P, 6 years. Watching Hey, Tony, you're awful quiet tonight. You doing okay? I'm assuming work's tomorrow morning at what, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. for you? Looking northbound. We're still all red. So, the only thing moving at the moment is the crossing. So I guess we'll stay tuned right here in downtown Dalton, seeing what we have next.
is there like used to be an old control tower or something there too? Like a big brick building. Somebody else had asked me where it went because they used to come here, and it's like I kind of think they tore it down. I said it's not down there.
I mean, there is like a spot, so there is railroad signals, but the ones for northbound CSX is like a big tray covering it up. Well, not that big, but it's covering up
Clear, clear,
Now, when you go jumping off the bridge, trestle, you jump off the bridge or off the trestle? I don't know. Road stops and goes to the right. Right in front of the tree. Yeah, that was one. Now, do you go from there? Where do you go to this? Where's the track? Isn't the track kind of high there? So is there a path? How far down is it? So is it like weeds and briars, or is there a well-made path where everybody goes back there? I got to feel like a chip on the If you go to this, you know where the walking park is there, that goes back on the boardwalk and everything? Have you been there? Okay, you know where the walking park is? Down that way? Park right there. And there's a massive walking trail, and a lot of it's a massive boardwalk leading way back towards the track. And it's over that. You might be able to see it from back there. Because okay. Here's 70. Go around the bend. And here's the creek. Here's that huge open field. If you were going to go back to the shop, come back. There's a parking lot right here. There's a long path. I mean, it's a boardwalk all the back all the way back over to the track. All the way back over to the track. It's really nice. It's all kept up. I haven't been back there in a while, but there's a lot of people.
Release 30, backing up, Rip.
Oh, cool. Coming your way. A large $10,000 bill.
Don't let it hit. Yeah, scratch those knees. There's this huge piece of paper about this long, about this wide, coming down through the air, going that way, and Gary's down there trying to catch it. He almost got it, but he didn't want to sacrifice his knees for diving there on the ballast, so it hit the ground before he got it. We're here at South Depot Street. We're waiting our next train action. Don't go far. You'll hear those horns and those gates.
We gotta go.
All right, you guys. Good to see you. Thank you for everything. Did you have all your friends watch you on the channel the other day when you were on? Because you know it's on our site.
Yeah, I'll expect they know about you.
All right, you're going to be back on when you get home with the engine? Who does this?
He does keep.
Cody does Tuesday?
He'll probably do it.
All right, you two. Good to see you all. If you need anything else, I'm glad you got to at least come down for a little bit. Good to see you. I'm glad you got excited the other day. That's cool. Y'all have a good time. I'll talk to y'all soon. All right, we're back to the action here in downtown Dalton, in front of the Crescent City Cavern. And there's the, before it gets too dark, the Moonshine Truck mural there on the wall of the Crescent City Tavern. And every night when we talk about trash getting delivered from the restaurant, they drop over there. Bye, y'all! And the guys are over, or they were, over running back and forth. Everybody has their shirts on tonight. Usually when they're over there, it's shirts off. But after that storm that just passed east and south of us, it did cool off quite a bit. Hey, Tony, no work tomorrow, so you get to stay up late tonight.
There.
And yes, Tony, Casey and I do podcasts. We've been talking about coming over that way and doing one about the museum. So, but yes, we do, and we'll do more of them. Both Casey and I have full-time jobs that are quite demanding, so we kind of have to work our time into all of this. And Casey does all the production back in the studio. So, time-wise, it's a full agenda, a full schedule. But yes, to answer your question in a long-winded answer, yes, we do podcasts. We're still all red, facing north. Swing you by. The four closest are NS, and then as you can see a little further back underneath the arch is the CSX northbound signal indications. We are at about the 40-mile post on NS, and there is a defect detector up at the, let's see, 34. So either 34 or 38, one of those two to the north of us. So we do get indication, and then they have the yard limit for speed coming through, so we get a nice roll on a lot of the trains. As you notice on a lot of the videos, as they get to a certain point, they start picking up speed here going through downtown. That green sign you see right underneath the signal indication post is Hare. That's Junction Point Hare, like on your head. Still don't know how it got its name or why it got its name as hair, but that's what it is. You'll hear him call it on the radio. So, still on the scanner is our switcher just south of us. And traffic rolling through town. And Tony, on Rail Moments, you'll see the first one that Casey and I did. That was my first one ever. Casey has done them, but that was something new for me. It was really fun, and I look forward to our next one. We've got all kinds of things going on with the channel, a lot of exciting things. And because of you all's, everybody's support, everybody subscribing, we appreciate all of your support, which makes it possible for us to keep doing this. And as we've talked, we have fun doing it. So we are hanging out trackside here in Dalton. It's interesting how some people just fly across the tracks and others you wonder if they're going to make it. The little red Chevy, he got across finally. Tuesday and Thursday is Gold Peak Unsweet Tea. In case you haven't guessed yet, I am from the north, up by Toledo, Ohio.
Rack off.
Small town called Wauseon to the west of Toledo. So, Gold Peak Tea, trackside with you tonight. And yes, that is my Coffee's Cliff Sunday cup. Just one more train, I promise. For those of you that were with us Sunday, man, what an exciting day. Spirit of Dante, 2 heritage locomotives for NS, one of which was the Norfolk Southern, just minutes after we concluded the channel for the day. And the New York Central was leading when we caught him. And the eco units that we got to catch, and a lot of switching action. So if you haven't watched Sunday, you have some time, you want to watch some switching action, high atop Coffee's Cliff. Many of you have probably already been there. It's a bird's eye eagle view of all the action, and you are literally eye to eye with the locomotives when they go by, especially on the 2 close tracks, the CSX and the NS. If you haven't watched Sunday's video, take a moment and do so. It is really a fun video and just filled with train action. Good time to spend with those that are rail enthusiasts. They're in your family. Which locomotives, what, just all kinds of things to do. And the rail art that we had was great on Sunday. So, we're going to continue to hang out trackside. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to have more action on this busy line. For those of you who have done Trackside Tuesday before, or Trackside Thursday, Sometimes it's one every 20 minutes. And just kind of depends. So we're going to listen to the scanner. We're going to hang out on a beautiful, beautiful night. And we're not going to sweat to death as we have in the last 10 days. So hit me with those questions. And thanks for all of you subscribing to the channel and hanging out with us here at Dalton on Trackside Tuesday. Tony, Casey and I have talked about that, and it's something that we would love to do, and we're going to try and coordinate. Casey's schedule stays really, really full, but I'll keep you posted, and we'll figure out a when that we're going to do that so y'all know ahead of time. That would be fun to do. You guys got anything coming down out of Nashville tonight that you're watching for? And for those of you that haven't seen the Colin camera, it's a great setup, and with the lighting from downtown, kind of like here, but maybe just a tad better. You can see all night long, and there's a great view. Plus, every train is a bonus because on the south side of Colin there's a large mountain, and then at the top there's a tunnel that the CSX trains go through. So if you watch, you'll see the two pushers on the end of a train going south, and then they'll either come back and go sit in the yard, or they'll go south, just the two of them, up to the other side of the mountain and push a train back northbound. So a lot of action you'll get to see, and you'll see those two locomotives going back and forth because they are stationed there. So you get a lot of bonus action there too. But fantastic group of people, super nice Railroad Museum Depot there. And if you're on 24, it's just a short jump off of 24 as you're going back and forth between Nashville and Chattanooga, high up on top Mount Eagle there. And they got some great restaurants over there, and they also have a fantastic static display and great, huge area for viewings and railfanning. So check it out, look it up on your map. Any questions? Tony knows everything about it. Type them in, he'll answer them for you, or we'll discuss them right here on the channel. And they have a very active group if you follow their live chat under the Colin Railroad Museum organization. Tony, another thing also, I'm doing the podcast up there. We're trying to coordinate with Train Nut 85 to pick a good time that would be good, that would work for them, so we could kind of include the museum as part of our podcast and what have you. So, but Casey and I'll keep you posted on that. It's a fantastic idea, and we're already thinking about it. There's 2 restaurants that we love to go to up on Mount Eagle as well. One for dinner, one for brunch. So, but I'll keep you posted, and I'll talk with Casey, and we'll figure out a date with Train Nut 85 and go from there. So we're going to continue to hang out here at the tracks. Just an incredibly nice evening compared to what we've had here recently for the last 2 weeks. 93. Somebody headed to the Crescent City Tavern there. 93, 94, 95 every day. It's almost like living in Florida. It's been so hot here. So a nice breeze, a nice break tonight. So don't go anywhere, because the next one can be any moment.
Main fat level cars. Didn't y'all do them last week?
Hello, Brian Rock Railfan. Thanks for being with us tonight. We're on Eastern Standard Time, so for us, it's 8:41 p.m. His white pickup truck has a little bit of go there. It's 8:41 p.m. for us here on Tuesday night in Dalton, Georgia, with Trackside Tuesday, live with Rail Moments, Casey and I. Thanks for being on with us. Where are you at that it could be Wednesday already?
We'll have to hold the main line and they'll go to 9 track. I mean, that's the only way.
What would you all like to watch while we're waiting for our next train? You guys want to see the crossing and everybody going across and get back on playing Punch Bug? Or do you want to continue to monitor the northbound signals to see if we catch our next NS? We do know that there's 2 southbounds for CSX that'll be coming. So, and we'll hear more from Jacksonville Dispatch and our local that is working down in the yard. They did postpone their trip up to a little bit later since the other traffic that was coming south, because they're going to take some cars up to a customer up in Rocky Face. All right, you guys asked for it. We are headed to the crossing, where you can associate the sound that matches the car and play Punch Bug. And sometimes here we get some really loud mufflers. When you hear them talk about 4536, that's the Dalton switcher locomotive in the yard just to the south of us. And coming across, that's the W&A sub line that the red car just crossed, and then right next to it, Atlanta District North line. They're in the second track away from the camera. So far our count has been 2 southbounds. First, that CSX auto rack with all the cool rail art. And then second was our intermodal with 3 units on the head end, 7714, 7622, and 4159, all for Norfolk Southern. For those of you just hopping on, any questions, please just shout them out. We're facing the crossing right beside the freight depot here in downtown Dalton. We're at the intersection of South Depot Street Trackside, right at the crossing. We're all set up here on the sidewalk. Great, fantastic place to film, as you can see when we pan north. Got a great
both
view.
of y'all were talking. Go ahead 3, right?
And that's our local switcher you hear.
Clear. Coming your way. 4.
Oh, this is cool, y'all. Check it out. Everybody needs one of those in their driveway. complete with rear-facing seats. Rumble seats, that's what they used to call those. A Hummer complete with rumble seats. Just crossed here. And back to the track we go.
XAC dispatch calling the L80809, over. About 30 minutes, if you would plan to try to get in the clear, I-025 just went south of Tyner, over.
At my watch.
Alright, sir, thanks. AC dispatch route.
Yes, Tony, how cool would that be to have one of those in the driveway? You can take that to work and you can run over every mailbox between here and there through the ditch if you need to cut across. And for up there with you guys, no matter how much snow you have, you're still going to work at 4 and 5 in the morning as you do. But you're right, I don't want to pay for that gas. Yeah, that poor fella's pushing his scooter across the street up there. And he's continuing to push it right towards us. That takes the fun out of owning one. As you hear, that was our nightly trash run unloading over there. Well, I would never guessed 16.1 mpg. Well, that was way over what I would have guessed. Maybe we do need to get one, Tony. Chuck, who all's coming to see me?
I won't have time to get all the empties, but we can get empties off one track at least. It's hard to win out here.
Ah, you've got all the cameras on, huh, Chuck? And to think, you never watched a train till I talked you into it. And the dog. Usually at the depot we see people playing disc golf. There's 2 disc golf setups there in between the track and the depot. But it's kind of quiet. Not a whole lot of folks out like normal. Usually it's a group of 7, 8 that play. Guess maybe they were concerned that we were going to get more of that weather than what we actually did. It just passed south of us a tad. Thanks everybody for for those of you who just signed on. Any questions? Just shout them out. Punch Bugs, we do play Punch Bug here on Rail Moments. So you see a Punch Bug, you type it in. We'll keep track, keep score who's got the most. You are looking at the NS Atlanta North District line and the W&A sub for CSX, where they run side by side. Wow, Tony, you and I have to get a small loan to fill that Hummer up. We'll need to use our cashback cards. Tony, we may need to have Chuck give us a loan. Swing you over for a pretty look at our sky this evening. That's facing southeast. And to the west of us, that's the Fracker warehouse. And there's the corner with tire discounters. And that's a look to the west. Pretty sky, and there's a shot of our sunset. That storm that went from west to east was just south of us, so still kind of cloudy to the south. And then as you face northward, less clouds. There's the moonshine truck mural. And we're working out of production unit 6 tonight. Our sign facing the road. Everybody always wonders what's going on. Is there a problem? Is the crossing okay? So we always let everybody know where we are, and we're working out of, like I said, the Ford tonight. Don't need the hat at the moment. And there's the Crescent City Tavern. And here, let me close the door. As you can see, we have a fantastic perch right on the sidewalk here, a great big wide sidewalk at the end. There's the Crescent City Pullman car for the old Southern line, and that orange brick building you just barely see just on the other side of that rail car is the freight depot. There are two depots in downtown Dalton. This one has a great seating area, huge 50-foot long front porch, covered, lit, chairs, seats, etc. The other one is literally a few feet off the track. It was a restaurant up to a few years ago, and one end was a great restaurant, the other end was a bar and tavern. And when CSX went by, you literally could write your name on the side of those railroad cars when they went by. Continuing our 360 as it gets a little darker, you can see backs facing northbound. When NS goes through here, they'll go on up to Varnell, Cohutta, Appleton, up to Ottawa and swing west, and at that point they'll either go on to the Debug Yard, they'll pass through the Debug Yard, or they go across 10 Bridge with the C&O and TP line that goes on up to Cincinnati. There's the old Manly Jail Works. As you can see, all of our signal indications northbound are still red. Beautiful sky to the north. Our overhead depot lights just came on. And there goes Doug Yates Towing. Those of you in the area know the company well. And for those of you who aren't aware, Dalton is the carpet capital of the world and home to both Mohawk and Shaw Industries here. Anybody have any questions about the area? Shout them out. For those of you that are Civil War fans, the great locomotive chase went through here, and after this point, let me let this truck pass. The raiders that day, with the great locomotive chase, after having stolen the General, went through here, and next stop, they went through the tunnel at Tunnel Hill, Georgia, about 8 miles north of us. And then after that point, they would have made a turn to the northeast and made their way to Ringgold,
Thanks,
Georgia. Another great place to
Yeah, how many
Railfan.
fish out on the bottom?
And then about the
That's why you had that traffic
116.5,
too.
just north of Ringgold, is where the general rolled to a stop. Everyone that was involved that day, except Andrews himself, were all military. Some of them are buried in the National Cemetery, and there's a beautiful monument with a number of the raiders encircled around it with the general. It's huge. And
Memorial Day.
for those of you that, if you do go south, the general's down at the museum just short of where it was stolen by Big Shanty down in the Kennesaw area. And that's a really, really cool museum. So another great stop. I can make you a tour guide of every place you need to go while you're in the area. From trains.
CSX AC dispatcher Jacksonville at your door. 14209 coming over. Yeah, it's still in effect, yes. Over. Going over to Sacker, going to meet a southbound IO 2509. He's coming up Tunnel Hill. Thanks, sir. AC dispatcher out.
All right, looks like things are picking up and looking up for us. That was CSX dispatcher Jacksonville,
All right.
IO 259, coming our way. And while we were talking out of the corner of my eye, look what we got. Everybody knows what that means. It means get the earmuff ready. Green light for approach and proceed on the NS line. Coming from the south, going north, right past us here on Rail Moments. And you're going to see it live tonight. Take a little bit before he gets there. And then, as you know, we have back southbound coming for CSX. They take turns. I'm not sure how they decide their turns, but if it's first come, first serve is what I was told. It used to be some type of system, but I guess it's whoever's first approach. They do cross at what's called the Diamond right behind me, and it's kind of at the north end of the depot where CSX is on that side, crosses the Diamond right there on the other side of the Hare Junction Point sign, and then comes to this side of the NS track. They continue to the north end of Dalton. At that point, CSX splits to the left and heads up to Tunnel Hill as we had talked earlier. So, we have northbound action, green and clear to proceed. So we're going to listen to the scanner and get ready. Since it is starting to, oh, wow, look how much the sky has changed. Let me swing you around. Look how beautiful and how red. We have just a beautiful, beautiful red sky. to the west of us. For those of you out in California, you're seeing your sunset early. While we await our approaching northbound NS train, or on the NS track. As you all know, and we talked so many times, going to the track is like buying Cracker Jacks. You never know what the next surprise is. You never know what you're going to get. And you never know how far down in the bottom of that box is our next surprise. But we do know NS track. I believe we have horn activity to the south. Let's go ahead and turn that way and start being ready. We will pan with the front of the locomotive so you can watch the green signal indication board drop to the red as he goes under. It's always fun to watch for me. No matter how many times I see it. So I'm going to go quiet. We'll listen for him to clear as he's coming northbound. And we'll catch him right here at the crossing. It is distant, but you might be able to hear it. He is on approach. For all of those of you that just jumped on, we have a northbound approach. Green indication, you can hear his horn. A northbound approach on the Norfolk Southern line.
northbound grain train would probably be the best time to go, which I know is a little while, but that's probably it. Over. All right, thanks. AUC dispatcher out.
That's our first northbound of the night. Brian Rock, Railfan, I like how you think. Train time, gates, and lights. That moment. Leading that northbound was NS 1178. And I believe that second locomotive was 7678, but not 100% sure on that one, but I think that was the number on it. Matthew or Gary, you want to give us, if you're back on, you're going to give us locomotive rundown? Oh, we had a short signal drop there. My apologies if I lost you there. Looks like everybody's still back. Not sure. Normally we don't have an issue in downtown Dalton. In case you didn't hear the CSX Jacksonville dispatcher, it sounded like for when he was saying we have 2 CSX southbounds making their way to us, and there is a northbound involved, and that he'll try and work the switchers in that need to go up to Rocky Face, but it did sound like it's going to be a little while. Brian, thanks for being with us. If you have a chance, hop back on. We'll be here for a little while yet. As I said, we do know we have a couple southbounds coming, so we're here at least till 10, maybe 10:30. We'll just kind of see how the action rolls. But thanks for being with us. Hope we see you back on the channel yet tonight. Since the wind has died down,
Where is it?
I'm going to go ahead and take the dead cat off, which muffles a little bit or eliminates some of the sound since the wind has dropped down a little bit. So if
How'd you get over? Did you get 3 over there?
if you hear that background, let me know. I can put it back on.
Do what we do, you know. I haven't made it up there. If we don't get to go, we'll go tomorrow.
All right, we are facing northbound with a total of 6 red indicators. They are talking about whether or not they'll get to take that train up tonight to Rocky Face or not. If not, as you said, or as you heard them say, there's always tomorrow. We can take it then. So we're going to continue to monitor the action. As we know, we have CSX southbound's headed to our way. So stay tuned, stay live. Right here with Rail Moments, Casey and I. We appreciate you all, and thanks for all your subscriptions to our channel. Trackside Tuesdays, we try to be on between 7:30 and 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday and Thursday. So Trackside Tuesday and Thursday, depending on weather, between 7:30 and 8:30. We usually queue up a little bit early so you know we're getting ready, and then we go live when we hit our first train. So stay tuned. We know we have CSX heading our way. We have some incidental lighting set up trackside, give us a little better picture. Our sky has pretty much gone dark, so not much of a view to look westward anymore. So we're going to listen to the scanner. We should hear the NS scanner shortly for that northbound that's clearing. We're going to listen for that. If we get any more noisy, loud exhaust, we'll swing back over to the crossing so we can match the noise to the car. And in the meantime, we'll continue to face northward, and we're going to listen for that defect detector to the north. We could have missed it since the CSX guys were on the scanner, but we'll see. Hello, Derry NS. Derry's about 8 miles north of us, and y'all just saw his comment. He just heard CSX in Tunnel Hill, just as the as the CSX Jacksonville dispatcher said. He's got 2 southbound, so Gary, you should hear another one. I-0259 is one of the 2 trains coming south. I believe he said there are both grain trains headed our way. Our northbound dairy that we sent up at NS 1178 on the front of that mixed train. So we'll listen. Like I said, Tunnel Hill to us, 8 miles. Chances are our next one will be CSX southbound. That'll be our number 4 for the night. We had a CSX south, an NS southbound, then NS northbound. So CSX is leading the pack tonight here in Dalton for us. Tip you down a little bit, take the glare off from the overhead depot lights that we have off the camera. Keep the northbound signal boards up there for you. And as you all read, Derry heard the train in Tunnel Hill, which would be where the CSX track goes to next from here. So we'll have our southbound action, and we're going to listen for him on the scanner. On the NS track, we're at the in between the 40 and 41 where we are, and I believe that defect detector is the 36.8 to north of us on the NS track. And we do have horn. Derry NS was right. CSX southbound on approach to us, I do believe is what this is going to be. Don't know for sure. We haven't heard him call yet, but we do know he passed Tunnel Hill. So, but chances are this is our CSX.
Clear north and middle Dalton, CSX 3341 southbound, IL 25 up.
And there, you can hear him going on to the south. Up front on that CSX train, 3341 was our lead locomotive with 3315, and our DPU was 3361. How cool is that? All of them are within a few numbers of each other, literally. Let's see if Darius got our rundown. All right. CSX 3341, an ET44AH locomotive. Followed behind him up on the head end, CSX 3315, ET44AH. And on that DPU, 3361 was also an ET44AH. So there you have it. Three of a kind. Taking that train southbound through Dalton, Georgia tonight. And that's pretty cool. 15, 41, and 61, all in the same series. There's a wave to everybody. All in that same locomotive numbered series on that CSX. Intermodal passing us right here in Dalton. How cool was that? Hey, look what we got. You're not going to believe it. Oh, yes, you will. Let me get the glare off. Tilt you down. I know you see it now. '19 Crash 84. I love your idea. I Spy Glowage. Acts right up there next to Gakes and Horns. Gakes, Horns, and Lights, and Glowage. That's what we love to have on Tuesday night trackside here in Dalton. Casey's online with us too. Everybody say hi to Casey. Anybody got questions for Casey? Production questions, anything you want, just shout it out. And again, Casey and I appreciate all of you that have been subscribing in the last couple months. The numbers just continue to grow and grow, and we just have fun doing this. If you haven't seen Sunday's coffee, Trackside at Coffee's Cliff, man, we had a fantastic morning, complete with the New York Central leading right past us, not 20 feet away. Spirit of Dante and a lot of you were with us that morning. Sunday was just an incredible day with nonstop. Plus, we got the eco units that we're going to go down to Atlanta. Just all kinds of things. But in the meantime, NS northbound, green light to proceed right here in Dalton. So we got more action northbound, and we know that there's still one more CSX coming south. So, Gary, you should hear that CSX up there before us, so you give us a shout out when you hear him coming through Tunnel Hill. In the meantime, we're gonna see what we get on this NS train, or NS track train. We don't know what he is yet. We were talking earlier that 4004 DC to AC conversion black, the Maine, MANE locomotive. Looks like he is within 50 miles of Chattanooga, coming southbound. Looks like 1065, the Savannah, Atlanta, according to this, will be coming from Pennsylvania, ending at Chattanooga. at the DeBuck's Yard manifest train. So lots of activity for those of you that have some time tomorrow. Kansas City Gray is also coming to Chattanooga DeBuck's Yard. Again, another manifest. KCSM 4551 shows that he'll be terminating at the DeBuck's Yard too. So all kinds of stuff for tomorrow or late tonight. So for those of you that have the Heritage app, keep an eye on that. For those of you that don't, now might be a good time in between train action while we're awaiting a northbound on the NS track here on the Atlanta North District line. Edward, thanks for being with us. Yes, the virtual rail cam had all kinds of problems this weekend, but I understand from Chuck it is back up tonight, and I did have it on some at the office today, so you should be able. Oh, we have Horde!
Thanks, A6 Metro.
Our northbound auto rack head unit, single power up front, 43.99, and our mid DPU NS 7665. And let's see what Derry's got to say there. Well, how coincidental is that? Our CSX train that went south had 3 of a kind. Our Norfolk Southern auto rack going northbound, 2 of a kind. Both locomotives AC 44C 6M. So we have a pair on the northbound, 3 of a kind on the southbound. How much fun is that? Thanks, Derry NS. Him and Matthew take turns on Tuesdays and Thursdays, supplying all of you with updated train information. Sorry, that light does put a glare across the camera as we face back north as it gets darker. Try and see if I can get, that's worse there. Yeah, we'll hang with it there for a moment. That was our number 5 train of the night. Northbound auto rack on the NS line. So that's 3 to the south, 2 to the north, three for NS, and 2 for CSX. But we do know there's another southbound, as you heard earlier, with CSX Jacksonville. Again, for all those who just jumped on, we are in downtown Dalton at the Diamond, where where CSX crosses over NS in front of the Dalton Freight Depot, which is also the Visitors Center for the city of Dalton. Great place to watch trains, where we are watching the Atlanta North District line and the W&A sub for CSX. Lots of train action here. The other night we ran out of power right at the last moment. We had 2 trains literally side by side, one waiting for the other to clear, going northbound. That kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I thought we were okay, but we had an incredible night the other night. As you know, we do Trackside Tuesday, Trackside Thursday. Thursday we try to stay a little bit later, depending on what I have for work the next day. But we're going to sit tight for a moment. We're going to see if CSX Jacksonville comes back on, gives us an update on that other southbound. Thanks, Derry NS, for the locomotive rundown for the power on that train. Hey, Matthew, I'm sorry. I missed your note. The spirit of Jim Irwin on that last CSX train that passed us. Well, that's a first for me. I'm sorry I totally missed your notes because there were so many it rolled up in between me looking. Matthew, which locomotive number was the spirit of Jim Irwin? Anybody know any history on that one? CSX 3341, Spirit of Jim Irwin. All kinds of different comments. Like I said, I don't know the back history. Maybe somebody does. If so, fill us in here. There's Noakes' unofficial spirit, not the real spirit, unofficial, all kinds of different notes. Chuck, there you go. Noise to truck. Smurf blue. Nah, I guess it's a little darker than that. Matthew, I was going to go ahead and report him by your name, but Heritage Unit doesn't track that one. But if you got any background on it, tell us while we're in between trains. I'd love to hear. Thanks, Edward. Irwin, Tennessee was a big Clinchfield yard. See, as I tell you guys, going to the tracks is like buying a box of Cracker Jacks. You never know for sure what's inside. You never know what the surprise is. You never know what you're going to win in that box. And tonight, we got something new for me. $33.41. Spirit of Jim Irwin, referencing back to Irwin, Tennessee, and the Clinchfield line. That's pretty cool. Thanks, everybody. See, that's what makes this fun. You never know what you're going to catch, and we can all share with one another, and you never know what we're going to see. So that was fun times. We're going to continue to monitor here for a little bit, see what we have. It's funny, I've not heard the defect detector tonight to the north of us on the NS line. That's very unusual. Matthew, thanks very much for catching that. Edward, thanks for the back history. And Derry, as always, we appreciate all those power updates. I know Matthew's turns Thursday, you do Tuesdays. It was fun you guys got to come down and us to catch up tonight. So let's listen for a little bit to the scanner, see what action we have pending. And then we'll kind of make a decision. We'll probably hang till 10:30 Eastern Standard Time unless something exciting comes our way. I have that other job to report to in the morning with a long list of things to do. So currently you are looking to the east where the tracks run through Dalton. They kind of split the town 50-50. Half on the east, half on the west. About every other crossing has an overhead, so you don't get stuck waiting on the crossing choices. So, don't go far. Grab you a beverage. If you haven't had dinner, catch it real quick in between the action. We'll continue to listen for Jacksonville dispatch for CSX. There's the crossing lights lighting up yellow for some pedestrian going across up there. You can see in the far background on the left side of your screen. And we're going to hear where everybody is. Looks like we're not going to see our switcher tonight since CSX has so much activity. As you heard them say earlier, they may just wait till tomorrow. So we are here in Dalton at the freight depot, waiting to see what is next to surprise us here. I see if you're planning to railfan tomorrow in our area, the high's only going to be 90 tomorrow, which is way less than normal, and they dropped the rain forecast for tomorrow and Thursday. So, for those of you that don't have to go into work, tomorrow is going to be a great day to be trackside. Casey was quick tonight with our thumbnail. Make sure everybody tells him thanks. He spends a lot of hours in that chair back in the production studio, making all this possible, guiding me in the right direction, teaching me technology. I know there's many days he gets frustrated with me, but everybody make sure you tell him thanks. And if you have any questions for him about our production, please feel free, shout them out. Tony, are you still up with us tonight? Are you still on? You can give Casey a nudge about wanting to do that over in your neighborhood, that podcast with the Cowan Depot and all of you guys. So here's your chance to tell him too. Like I said, we have already talked about it. So let's continue to monitor action here while y'all chat. Jonathan C., if you're on, send us a hi. Hope you managed to, if you aren't on, I hope we get to see you tonight before we sign off. And so many of the fun folks that we've met over the last couple months doing these Trackside Lives. Coffee's Cliff on Sunday with Coffee. High atop there. So, like I said, if we can't have fun, why are we all hanging out here? So, send us notes. Let's continue to watch for what we have next. Keep an eye on that signal board. First one sees it go green, shout it out. I'm going to spin you back around. Try and keep that glare off the camera from the depot lights here. But so you can see the signal indicators. The 4 high ones are NS. The 2 lower ones and slightly back, oh, there's 2 big bugs that just went by, are the CSX northbound indication lights. As you can see beside the trucks all lit up here, we have incidental lights on display lighting up the track for us tonight. Hey, Brian, Rock Rail fan, thanks for being back. Hey, thanks, Edward, for the note. That's great. I really like that. That's really cool. Thanks, Edward. Brian, we had our last one go through, northbound. An auto rack train, NS 4399 was on the head end, and 7665 was our DPU as you read the notes. We had a max pair of locomotives on it, and our CSX train that went south, we had 3 of a kind on the locomotive power on that train that went south. So been kind of a fun evening, and as you just saw all the notes about the Spirit locomotive for Jim Irwin, going back to the Clinchfield yard days and all the history there. That's a really, really fun, interesting line and all that's happened on that line historically. So we continue. We are waiting on hopefully at least one more before we call tonight. For those of you that are just jumping on, we are on the Norfolk Southern line, Atlanta North District, and the W&A sub for CSX, where they're side by side and they cross here at the Diamond at the Dalton Freight Depot. So thanks for being with us. For those of you that just got on, if you haven't already subscribed with us, make sure you do. We do Trackside Tuesday, Trackside night on Thursday, usually between 7:30 8:30 we come on, but Thursday we try to stay a little bit later if we can, although this Friday I have 7 a.m. work. So we are looking for one more train before we call tonight, so if you hang, I'll hang, and we'll try and get one more for you guys in. And that'll give us a 6-pack for the night. You are looking at the northbound signals for both CSX and NS. NS being the 4 up highest. Everybody's pulling into the Crescent City Tavern all of a sudden. We are hoping to find that last CSX southbound that he talked about. If Casey's still on with him, if anybody has questions, please shout them out for Casey. He'd love to hear from y'all. Derry Matthew, thanks for coming down. Any of you that are in the area and we're trackside, love to have you come by. Hang out with us. If you have a channel, tell everybody about your channel if you'd like. and for all of you that we've met in the last couple of weeks, because we've had so much action in our area. Just just every day there's just been something, 2, 3, 4 at a time. Jesse up with Whistleboard Productions up north of us, he's been sending all kinds of fun stuff down to us. So we've had a great 7-10 day run with a little bit of everything. As Matthew and Darian S were talking earlier, they've seen a whole bunch here recently. Georgia Railroad, the new Heritage locomotive for CSX, went through here again. So we've had a great run, and that's what makes it fun. So let's stay trackside here for a little bit and see if we can get one more in the bag before we call it a night.
Still Martin Marietta. Can I take that signal down at North and Martin Marietta, IO 2509 over? Thanks. AC suspended route.
We have distant horn. Our 6-pack is gonna happen. We have distant horn coming southbound. Right now, action headed our way. Stay put right where you are right now. Don't sign off. This isn't the time to go anywhere. We have southbound action coming our way.
transfer.
Really?
Hey, you see dispatch on IO 2509 over. We'll put you in at Martin Marietta anyway, so just come on into the side door. Stacy dispatch route.
All right, everybody.
Clear.
Don't go anywhere because I got another surprise for you, so do not leave your chair. Let's catch up with everybody here. First, southbound on the NS line, up front on the Power was NS 7559 with the NDPU unit, NS 3663. That leading locomotive, Derry NS, has it as an ES 44DC. An ES 44DC. And looks like at the end, our NDPU was an AC 44C 6M. So 2 locomotives, one in the front, one in the back, and a train full of art. Oh my God, there was some great art on that train. And I believe that's him. We're continuing to hear going south. Jonathan, you're right. Don't leave your chair. And 19 Crash 84, we will be back trackside here on Thursday in Dalton. It's a great place for a lot of activity and decent lighting, so we can get a good view. And if we have inclement weather, we can use the depot overhang depending on how bad the weather is. So Tuesdays and Thursdays we're normally here. Sundays we're trackside at the cliff. But you guys, I promised you a surprise. Hello, Southern Rail fan. How are you tonight? Good to hear from you. All right, you guys, take a look. Tell me what you see. Who's going to type it first? Southern Rail fan, he got it. Green light. So, as you know, that signal board is the CSX line facing northward. So, we have a CSX headed our way northbound on the far side. Don't believe it's going to be our switchers because I don't think they're coming out tonight, was the last conversation. Could be our IO 2509. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see here. Hopefully we'll hear him call the crossings. We got the incidental lights on. Here comes the whirl of an electric car going across the track. Pretty car. Quietly going across, sneaking up on everybody. All right, everybody. It's 10:30, but we're going to stay right here in our seats for one more. CSX, northbound, in Dalton, coming right at us again. I'm not exactly sure what the guy going across the track was doing, but there's a lot of happy people here, especially if they hung out at the Crescent City Tavern before they went home. Good night, Derry NS. Thanks for all the rundown on the locomotives tonight. Appreciate you. And again, it was great you guys got to come down and that we got to hang out. Sorry you didn't get to film more, but it's always fun to hang out because that's what makes this so much fun and so worthwhile. I do believe you're right. I heard there was a grain train. There was 2 grain trains dispatch had talked about earlier. So we're here. We're live. We've got one more before we call this a night. Jonathan, you still in your chair? Southern Rail fan, thanks for all the messages. Actually, Southern Railroad Rail fan. I'll get all those R's in there. And I have seen your notes on the Heritage app. So yes, I've gotten several of them, and I appreciate that. Brian's great people, and we're looking forward to coming back up and doing something where Casey and I are hoping to do a podcast sometime in the not too distant future when we can both get away about the depot and what a great area you guys have. So you keep sending me notes of what you got coming my way, and I'm going to keep sending you notes of what you have coming your way. I hope you've seen my notes back to you on the Heritage app while we continue to wait for our next northbound green to proceed on the W&A here in Dalton. Yes, for those of you that haven't checked out the Cowan Depot Museum cam, it's fantastic. It's CowanRailroadDepot.org, I think. But if you look up the Cowan Railroad Depot, you'll see the live option. And like I said, it's a 724 camera, great lights right downtown. You have the action of the pushers that go out and meet the trains. So just if you haven't checked it out after we're done here, it'd be a great time to do so. And so great folks. I've filmed a couple of different opportunities up there and just met all kinds of fun people. And it's a great spot to do it. There's tons of room, great footage, everything's nicely mowed. So you just couldn't have a prettier backdrop. And depending on what time of the day it is, which side of the track you want to shoot on. And like I said, the depot, if you're not a member there, you should be. It's fantastic. So let's get back to our action here. Listen to the scanner, which is quiet at the moment. It is running. So we are going to have, there it is, CowanRailroadMuseum.org. Check it out. If you've not seen their camera, check it out. Make sure you do. Also, we do have a live rail cam here on the WA at the 122. We're at, which is just north of Graysville. And from here, about 22 miles, because we're right at about the 99-100 number. For those of you that were on over the weekend for 4568 that was going south, that video right at the end, you'll hear they stopped that train at the 9225, which is south of here, dispatched the police as there was a windshield on the tracks. So that was an odd, unusual way to end a day. Windshield on the track, police on the way, a unit that we waited over 3 hours to go a few miles to go past us. It ended up really cool. Like I said, our box of Cracker Jacks theory, because you never know what the next surprise is trackside. So we're continuing to monitor action. We're listening to the scanner. We're waiting for one more. I'm not leaving my seat. You don't leave your seat. Let's have fun. One more train together tonight. I'm going to listen for him in the distance. We should hear him call for clearance. He'll be coming out of South Dalton. Southern Railroad rail fan. Hey, while we're waiting, tell everybody that's online. Like I said, you guys do. I love going through y'all's depot, and it's kind of cool. I still can't get over the fact that they moved it from one side of the track to the other side of the track, literally just across. But I just find that so interesting to look at the pictures where they moved it across the way there, and then the fact that you have the tunnel and the hill and everything. But feel free to tell everybody about the Colin Railroad Depot while we're waiting. We're going to listen to the scanner, we're going to watch the traffic, and we're going to play Punch Bug, even though we haven't seen one tonight. There goes a couple folks on bicycles. While we are waiting, there's a shot up in the sky of the moon. It's just a sliver and a glow, but there he is, or there it is, or there she is, whatever you prefer to call the moon. But that's it. High up above. And let's swing back to the track where we're awaiting action from the south coming our way. Southern Railroad rail van is the 141 is the one that we have here, correct? The grainer that we're waiting on, that last one that they talked about. And how'd you break the window? Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Like I said, we want to get one more in the bag. Since we do have a green light, we can't leave one on base. I think there's a rule for that with rail fanning. Got a green light, can't leave. So, we're listening close. We'll hear something on the scanner. We got all the extra lights set up. We got our overhead lights for the depot from the city. and we got a big street light. So we're awaiting the approach of our northbound. As you can see, just to prove it, our green indication board, putting him through, and right after he goes past that signal post, he'll cross over the diamond, and we will pan with the locomotive on the front. Hopefully, whatever is behind him is not too high to block it. You'll see him drop the signal. We have horn! We have horn! Let's get ready, everybody! Distant horn on our northbound. Somebody get ready to say we have glowage. This is train number 7 for our night. Right here in Dalton. You are now facing south, where he will be approaching on the W&A, since that's where our green is. For those of you who had just now joined, don't go anywhere. We have a northbound on approach on the W&A, CSX approaching our location right now. We have distant horn. For those of you who just signed on, don't leave. We got train action right now. Train action coming our way. Southern, I'll get back to you right after this train. Let's continue to monitor the scanner. We'll talk in a moment. He is getting louder. We have our northbound on approach. Yes. What's it called? Rail Moments. We're just concluding for the night. We do Trackside Tuesday, Trackside Thursday. We have a CSX South Norfolk coming right now. Awesome. Hey, do you guys have one? What is it? Hang on a second. My memory was shit.
Y'all look good. I'm gonna go 94 first.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna check it out tomorrow and I'll subscribe. Thanks. Y'all have a good evening. Like I say, get you a spot. He's 2 minutes away. Good to meet you guys.
I won't put it on there. CSX dispatch for Jacksonville, last know. What's up with you? Hey, on. That home digs I'm in around. Alright, we got a few minutes. I got a B488 that's short on time. So he's north of direction south. Mark area, so got some time to get there. With that locomotive number 4572, is that correct? Over. 80809, you do have permission to main track south end Dalton. South end Dalton, north end Tilton, both directions.
We're going to try listening to the scanner just for a moment. The switcher that's been working just south of us, CSX Jacksonville, asked for confirmation on locomotive numbers, and there was some other conversation that wasn't able to hear over the horn, but let's hear if they've got anything else to say, and then we'll start to wrap up our night. But let's see if there's something else yet to be said with CSX dispatcher in Jacksonville. So we're going to listen for a moment, and then we'll probably wrap up unless there's something that happens post haste, because tomorrow morning is going to be early. So we're going to sit tight, listen to the scanner for a moment. Don't go anywhere yet until we know our plan. And we have yellow. You all just saw it. We just popped yellow. On the NS switchboard, we popped yellow. Am I excited? Yes, because I love having fun with you guys and y'all hanging on. So, as we talked, you can't leave one on base. So let's see what happens. And in the meantime, we're going to see what else gets said. Also on that last train, while we're waiting to hear what's said, did you all see that the conductor turned his light on and gave us a big wave from inside the cab? Gave us a great big wave. That was so cool, in case you all caught that on that last train, that CSX that just went by. He gave y'all a huge wave, not to mention a horn salute on top of it. So that was cool. But it's fun to have a train crew with all that personality. It just adds to the excitement of seeing them go by. So we're going to continue to monitor here a little bit. Like I said, we have yellow on top. There's our fellow that goes by on the motorized bicycle. And there, we've switched to green. We have switched to green. Green on the top, if I'm not mistaken, means he's going to proceed forward and he's not going to move over to a siding or anything. But I'm not exactly 100% sure. The left ones are for the NS siding track, but I do believe the green on top is a direct proceed forward. No change. If there was one on the bottom, it would diverge. It could be. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure. That's what I believe, but that's the best answer I can give you, but don't take that to be the right answer. For those of you that are familiar with, anybody want to chime in? Green on top, red on the bottom here. What would that red mean for the northbound NS train? That is correct. It does determine his track that he would be on. So, and at this point, I do hear the approach. Let's get ready. I will swing you with the lead engine. We'll watch him drop the green to red. And we do have NS approaching from the south, going north here in Dalton. Y'all can probably hear him.
Finish 18E, you'll come on around there long when you're ready. Thanks, Joe.
going to listen to the scanner for a moment. That was 8046, NS 8046, and NS 4711 on the head end. Did you all see the big eyeball, a one eye eyeball right behind, and then the next car right behind him? There was that pig. It was really cool, but the eye was just really cool. I don't know if y'all got to see it or not, but that was my favorite on that train. We're gonna listen just for a moment, see if there's anything else before we conclude. Everybody, Casey and I appreciate you being with us here on Rail Moments. We appreciate you all interacting with us and each other. Anybody want to call those engines for us on what their models are? And then we're going to start winding it down because work is going to be very early in the morning for me at the other job. But again, we do appreciate you. We do appreciate all of you subscribing. We appreciate the comments. And like I said, it's fun. Casey and I have fun with y'all, and I hope y'all do with us too. So let me see if anyone wants to call those the models on those power units up front. If there's nothing else that pops up on the scanner here, then we will start winding down for the night here in downtown Dalton, Georgia. Southern Railroad Railfan, thanks for answering that question for 19 Crash 84. Determines the track. In that case, with the green on top, I do believe that means he is going to continue straight forward, no diverge. We have a couple blips on the scanner here. As you saw, he was slow on the roll because he was waiting for his green, and then he picked up as he went through. We're going to listen for a moment for the scanner, and then if there's nothing else immediate, we're going to do what I call Goodnight Irene. But we're going to sit tight for just a moment. Don't run off yet. I like that. Highball! Starting to pack up. Excuse the earthquakes or tremors as I call them, as I shake you all here with the camera. 19 Crash 84, thanks for sharing that with us. There's always lots of folks on. Ask all the questions you want. Everybody's always more than happy to help you with information. I'm still learning them too. And I know that different ones, there's a whole different set of collections, so they aren't the easiest thing to learn, but I do know green means fun. After that, we work the rest of it out. All right, starting to pack on up here, still listening to the scanner as I do. If anybody knows the power units on those last two through, shout it out for everybody. '19 Crash 84, I hope you've taken the opportunity to subscribe. We do Trackside Tuesday, Nightside Thursday, Coffee's Cliff Coffee on Sunday. I try to queue up 15 to 30 minutes early, depending on, so that you can go ahead and enter the queue. Generally, we start right off with the first train when we go live. So, lots of fun, lots of action, lots of great people hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you, and we enjoy all of you, and I have so much fun doing this. I have to remember how much fun I had in the morning when that alarm goes off ever so early. Keep sending us notes from Colin. We'll keep sending you notes from Chattanooga and wherever else we are at the moment. And we're getting ready to go ahead and pack it up, call it a night, go home to my lovely wife, who understands my enthusiasm for this and my fun of sharing it all with you, and sometimes comes with us. Casey, my partner in this, he works so hard to make all this possible for you. It's amazing what all he does. So from Casey, from I, to all of you, just making sure there's no last notes. Southern Railroad, Railfan, make sure you tell everybody hi, and you keep Tony out of trouble till I get back up there. With that, we're red, and now it's time to say I had a good time, and good night, and thank you. From Casey and I at Rail Moments. And there we start packing production unit 6 and calling it a night. Since there are a few of you still on, we'll do one last scan. Bring you over here. Here's a quick 360 of the crossing, where we are, where we've been for the night. A look down the way, a little tremor there while I balance you. Sorry there, had to do that to get you leveled. There's facing east, north up our tracks. The Crescent City rail car, the depot, the disc golf course down there. It's a great, beautiful area. The tavern, Crescent City Tavern, production unit there on our parking spot. Axe facing Main Street. It runs down the center of Dalton. As I said, the railroad tracks kind of divide the town. You're facing west. And last, southbound to Atlanta. And not only northbound to Chattanooga, but northbound to home. And with that, we will close with the signal indication towers, the 4 on top, NS, the 2 lowers, CSX, facing northbound. And good night.